So, I didn't do one yesterday. I was very tired, and that's my excuse. Anyways, let's get on with this. So this is the faction map, fully updated. We're going to start over here in China with Yunnan now joining the Lime faction, which I forget the name of. It's a Southeast Asian something or another. And this starts to annoy the Manchurians because less and less of China's going to be available to them in the end. And this and the South China, or the South PR, just called the PRC, get there first in terms of joining the Yellow faction, and now look, half of China's missing them pretty much now. The communists here are about to self-destruct, and they're going to start influencing stuff. So they're pretty much the most powerful China still, because they hold most of the army. So we'll see what happens over here, I guess. Yeah, and also Pakistan, seeing a success as faction, joins the Middle Eastern one, which gives them even more power and even more influence. Yeah, not good if you're them. So now going over to Middle East on the regular map. Ooh. Oh, messing this up. Okay, where's the mic working? Please, thank you. It might not be working, it might be running static, but it's showing up, so better than nothing. Anyway, so in Iraq here, we have the Kurds in the north. We have the Democrats here, Democratic ones here rather, who got betrayed by the Kurds, so they're probably not too happy with them. And we have the one that is in favour of the Middle Eastern ones. They're more like militaristic, right-leaning, and these are a bit more central. Not even they're not leftists, no, they're like central, middle of the road. And these are just unorganized partisans, pretty much. Yeah. At this point, Israel intervenes, uh, and then bringing, and I've got the stupid wrong thing on, haven't I? Oops, daisies. So, right, now let's go just quick. Israel intervenes, brings Jordan, Lebanon, and Italy into it with him. Alright. Turkey intervenes and brings half the Middle East in with them. See how one conflict is spread out and the Kurds are just the Kurds, they're not really involved. Or they are involved, but no one's really focusing on them. So this is just a big war. The Turks are probably the strongest army of all these, almost combined. Well, with the Iranians, pretty much bigger than both the Israeli and Italian in terms of numbers, not in terms of technology, really. Well, Turkey's a bit advanced, but anyways, yeah, they start to push through, crush Lebanon, and start walking into Israel a little bit. I might speed through this because that's a bit, you know. Um, yeah, the southern army is much stronger in Iraq, so they're much more favour to join the Reds, and they sweep through and just crush through Iraq like that. So this war was pretty much over. At this point, the war is pretty much over. Sweeping through, it gets a bit slower up to Israel, obviously. And Israel don't want to be a puppet of the Turks, and Italy is still alive over here, so they can just form like a one-on-one kind of alliance with them and be fine. So what they do is they sign for peace, and backstab their former allies, in return for Lebanon and Jordan are being Turkish puppets, and this being handed over to the militaristic Iraq. Sorry if I rushed that a bit, but I don't know if that's too controversial to speak about. Because Israel is in fact at war with Iran in this scenario, so it's a little bit touchy. But it's it's fine. It's all good in the end of the day. It's all just one big fake thing, you know. It's also 25 years early, so it's all good. In terms of the faction map, you can use your imagination. I'll update it later. It's fine. So there we go. Big moments in the Middle East. Well, maybe the Kurdish partisans we've put down brutally and only exist in the little Azerbaijani bit here. Who knows? And this video is only 4 minutes long, so I only have one more thing to do. Over in Africa, which this is messed up a little bit, isn't it? Bang. Okay, it's all fixed. We have a bloodless coup d'etat in, well, not bloodless, but like not large scale wars, kind of like a few hundred dead and some shootings maybe. So the communist government, I'll do it in red to visualize it more. The communist government sitting in the capital of this place, which I forget the name, well, the capital of the modern one, which is half of this, but that's beside the point. Can't remember the name of it, but it's not important. It's around these parts. Anyways, in the capital, they're sick of starving, obviously, because they're into communism, and a little thing kicks off with some nationalists, which are painted in yellow because the orange wouldn't show up as well against the red. Kind of take control of the capital. And as you can imagine, the nation's kind of crumbling at this point, and they don't want everyone to declare independence. So they work with the Central African Republic, or the no, that won't make sense. They work with the Ugandans. They work with the Rwandans and Burundians. That went well. And maybe a government who'd want some autonomy in the Central African Republic and Equatorial Guinea and Gabon. It's basically most of the French-speaking stuff. Yeah. Belgium isn't a language, so it'll be French-speaking, wouldn't it? Well, not necessarily. But would they manage to get France? Well, it's all Latin, so I don't really know about this. It's kind of just no one lives here anyways, though. This is like a jungle, isn't it? Not for much longer, though, the rate we're going. Anyways. Yeah, at this point they took control of all the major hubs that let the government run. So the communist government kind of just fled to the south, and this allowed the nationalist movement to sweep through. At this point there's a tiny little thing. The leader down here and some of his cabinet get killed in an explosion that mysteriously happened. And next thing you know, the CCR is now the NEC, the NEC, Nationalist Union of the Congo. Yeah, I think that's what I called it. I can't remember. I didn't write it down. But anyways, what is the significance of this? You might be wondering. Well, my young friend, let me tell you. Ooh, now we go to the faction map, and you see there's an African democratic faction here. Actually, I'm just gonna fix this up. I'll take that 2 seconds. I'll speak while doing it. So the African purple guys, right, left over from when the ITO were there. Now the ATO, and it's not a global organization anymore. That's why I got rebranding. Because it's American. Anyways, yeah. So they're the democratic ones defending Africa from foreign threats. Or no foreign threats, internal threats, because these guys are officially in isolation to recover. But that's not going to work because who knows how long people abide by this for, but that's not important. I know I keep doing that. Okay, guys. Yeah. So they form their own faction called. Oh no, man, I was actually on something. I needed to do this. Called the African Legion, which consists of the NUC, Ethiopia, and South Africa. All these nations join because they want to go back to their former glory. Ethiopia pretty much there apart from this, and South Sudan, yeah. And to directly counteract the influence of these, what they see as colonists trying to, do their thing. Well, I mean, they're colonist governments. Speaking of which, the government set by America now joins this for protection. All the remainders of it, as you can see there. Protection from what? Well, this thing invading them, or maybe Nigeria coming over, all these guys, which is just, well, I mean, just the first one for now, but in the future, kind of one of them things. Yeah. What else is I gonna do? Oh yeah, that's wasn't new. There's still loads of communist support in Sahara and down here, but basically what happens? These guys do a decommunification, and seize national leadership of Chad. No, you got the wrong one. My bad, gang. Chad join up here for protection from these guys, and so do Cameroon. In response to this, Nigeria join the Legion because they want Cameroon, and B, they don't want to be like murked because they're kind of a bit more right leaning. Angola coup d'etat by these guys for influencing it. Their leader blew up in a car accident, like a bomb in the rim of his wheel, and it went off. Yeah, that's by expansion for now. Goodbye.